This brings us to Freedom's Doorway. You know, since it's just us right here, you guys can keep a secret, can't you? I'd like to tell you a little bit about the backstory to this gallery. In September of 1997, when we were laying out the footprint for the galleries here at the museum, I was left with about 30 feet of floor space that had absolutely no depth to it. All we had was the exit to the museum and about 8 inches of wall space on either side in which we could put an exhibit up. But not really having any depth to the cases or any real idea of what to put in this last exhibit, we were kind of left in a quandary as to what to do. Then one afternoon I was listening to Charlton Heston give a speech at the National Press Club. And I got to tell you, it was one of the best speeches I've ever heard anybody give on any subject. He was admonishing the press corps of Washington, D.C. in how they represented the Second Amendment. And he said these words, "The doorway to freedom
is framed by the muskets that stood between a vision of liberty and absolute anarchy at a place called Concord Bridge."
And he tells the press corps, "Go forth
and tell the truth. There can be no free speech, no freedom of the press, no freedom to protest, no freedom to worship your God, no freedom to speak your mind, no freedom from fear, no freedom for your children and for theirs, for anybody, anywhere without the Second Amendment. Freedom to fight for it."
What a great speech. I thought, wow, freedom's doorway, framed by the muskets that stood between a vision of liberty and anarchy. I've got a doorway and I've got a lot of muskets. So that's what we did with this gallery. We turned it into Freedom's Doorway. And we framed it with firearms from the collection, from the vault that you might not normally see. You know, I had the great privilege of taking NRA's president, Charlton Heston, on a tour of this museum. And when I brought him to this point in the last gallery of the museum, I explained to him exactly how we had come to name this gallery after a quote in his speech. You know, he put his hand on my shoulder and he looked down at me and he said, "I'm glad I thought of that."